2025, to be honest with you, is going to be another very hard year for the marketing industry, where AI is taking even more dominant position each day, each week, each month. It's putting regular marketers out of business. We see it all over the place because the AI tools are maturing faster than most people realize. Um, we don't see any change in matter of fact, we see increasing demand for more help past that. But getting clicks, to be honest with you, man, it's a very tough industry. AI is able to do it for 10% of spend, which is to me just mind-blowingly inexpensive. And I see AI continuing to take those jobs faster and faster each quarter. It takes a seasoned person to run AI. So the marketing profession doesn't go away, but there's going to be a lot fewer specialists in SEO and pay-per-click and more people, more helping pick the AI tool, helping train the AI tool, helping manage the AI tool. So more of a marketing coordinator, marketing manager type person I see is still a lot of need. But past that, and you get into lead generation and helping people close deals, the demand is higher than ever.
So I'm showing up as an investor for the last 30 years, consulting for as many years, coaching businesses for the last 15 years, mostly technology companies. That's why I have this software and technology event, is because I like technology and I want to find out what's going on. And I started the space that we call peers on demand as a way to be able to connect with people visual. We do this on a monthly basis with software executives and technology executives, a way to connect and get together. My first invitation is that you might consider joining our community, which is called peersondemand.com, peersondemand.com, an opportunity to be able to get to know other leaders, most of them in North America, US and Canada, as well as different parts of the world. Of course, at this point, because it's online, we have a variety of people, mostly in North America. My second invitation is that you might join any of our events that are free. This one today is for software and technology executives. Tomorrow we'll have it for marketing and business creatives. And on Thursday, we'll have it for private equity executives. So depending on what your interest might be, there's a provider of service or client of services or both. You could choose to join whichever fits for you. My third invitation is that you might join our world of CoVentures, where we do actually connect with other leaders that have some interest or value. And I'll say more about that so that we could share resources, time and talent, and even funding. So that's my invitation, that you might consider joining our community, peersondemand.com, joining any of our free events, and consider being part of our CoVentures world. And I'm looking for people that might want to participate in our mastermind session. I'll share a little bit more. Let's go on to Alexander Augustin. Alexander, if you could say hello. And you're in Coral Gables. You started to tell us a lot more about your digital agency, your focus with real estate quite a bit. You said you're the Wix of real estate. That would be interesting. So Alexander, if you could say more about what are the big ideas in your industry, the opportunities and the challenges that you're facing? Alexander?
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
You can. Yes, we can.
So for us, last year was a challenging year, mostly because we're very niche on the real estate industry. So 99% of our clients are real estate agents or brokers or real estate developers. And early on last year, on 2024, we encountered that mortgage rates fired up, greatly. So they were a lot more expensive. People kind of stopped buying houses. And on top of that, the NAR, the National Association of Realtors, threw out a curveball to us where they changed the rules of engagement when it deals with agents dealing with buyers, where now they need to sign a buyer's agreement that you didn't need to before. So that created a little bit of disruption in our industry. We're hoping that now that kind of has settled a little bit, and we're changing with this political year. we're hoping that those challenges won't be anymore. But I guess our biggest challenges is always to connect with the people that don't know us, that don't know the great things that we're building internally and the results that we create for our clients. I think there's a lot of noise as far as competitors in our field these days that might be able to build pretty websites, but when it comes to the marketing side and really bringing tangible results to the clients, I think there's only a few of us. So we're experimenting with more content online, trying to get our clients to say great things about us on the social medias and whatnot. It's always tough. You kind of work on it for a little bit and you kind of lose track. It's hard to be consistent on that content creation, at least for us internally. But I will say that our biggest challenge is to let the agents know that we are really results focused and the things that we're doing for our clients are changing their business greatly. And it's not just a digital business card. We're kind of taking, your business from being a referral and physical business to try to make it a full digital business with your business can have, a pipeline and you can have predictability of, how many leads are coming in and how many of these are actually going to become sales and really have a tangible ROI of what
Yeah,
you
you're
spend on your
describing,
marketing.
Alexander, a marketing thing. I think we know the pipeline, and that's shifting quite a bit. And you're in a real estate environment that's really in a flux. A lot of changes, and especially with the mandate yesterday for government employees to come back to work in the offices. I think that's going to be a shift for the commercial. I'm not quite sure, but that's commercial. I think you're dealing with residential as maybe you're dealing with commercial, but let me open
No,
it up
no,
to see if
residential
anybody
mostly, yeah.
residential. Okay, we've got some marketing people, maybe technology. We've got a room full of people that could probably ask you or provide some thoughts, ideas. Anybody have a thought or feedback for Alexander?
Well, we generate between 500 and 1,000 sales appointments a month for technology companies, on the MSP side and on what we call a technology vendor, um, primarily through digital marketing, pay-per-click strategies like we just talked about, but also through outbound tele. We only deal with B2B and we only deal in the tech space. So we kind of have a market niche where we're pretty good at it. Been doing it for 10 years, producing between 500 and 1,000 per month for a decade is we kind of know what we're doing, which is why that CMIT guy's got to come back. Hopefully we can help him grow. We tend to not stop at clicks. How we produce sales appointments. We try to continue on past digital marketing, qualify them, and set appointments for the salesperson. So that's kind of where we try to differentiate ourselves. If we judge based on clicks, we'd produce, 5,000 a month or something really huge like that. But we found that in our industry, in the tech space, there's not a lot of really elite salespeople, I guess you could say. A lot of people tend to want more qualified sales opportunities, want the hard part done. So we identify the need, create the urgency, set the appointment, verify the appointment actually holds. That's kind of our approach. But if you're looking at cost per click values, honestly, they're all over the map based on the target market. Like New York's a lot more expensive than rural Alabama. And then managed IT services a lot more expensive than I don't know, dental computer repair. You know what I mean? It's kind of all over the map there in our space. But we've created a business where we help people market themselves, get leads, and then help them close deals, trying to kind of close circle because we found that a lot of people just want more done for them. They don't want a name and a number or a click. They want an appointment. They want a qualified sales appointment. We've been around for a decade. We have over 80 people. We market in 5 different languages all over Europe and the Americas. 2025, to be honest with you, is going to be another very hard year for the marketing industry, where AI is taking an even more dominant position each day, each week, each month. It's putting regular marketers out of business. We see it all over the place, because the AI tools are maturing faster than most people realize. Um, we don't see any change in matter of fact, we see increasing demand for more help past that. But getting clicks, to be honest with you, man, it's a very tough industry. AI is able to do it for 10% of spend, which is to me just mind-blowingly inexpensive. And I see AI continuing to take those jobs faster and faster each quarter. It takes a seasoned person to run AI. So the marketing profession doesn't go away, but there's going to be a lot fewer specialists in SEO and pay-per-click and more people, more helping pick the AI tool, helping train the AI tool, helping manage the AI tool. So more of a marketing coordinator, marketing manager type person I see is still a lot of need. But past that, and you get into lead generation and helping people close deals, the demand is higher than ever. We are able to create a tremendous number of marketing qualified leads, MQLs, but getting those to a consumable product for a salesperson is not an MQL. They want SQLs. They want, more qualified prospect. And so what we have done is paired humans with outbound and paired AI virtual salespeople with inbound leads to help create those sales appointments. And so that part of our business continues to expand. We've created a tremendous number of held sales appointments, which is what we find people really are looking for. It's going to be harder and harder to justify a business model focused on providing marketing service, but lead generation, qualified sales appointments, and help closing those deals are booming businesses for us, and we see that continuing this year. So we're predicting somewhere between 11 and 30% growth this year. But that's through the portfolio of services, not just marketing, for sure. Marketing.
Well, AI is a blessing to clients and end users. It may be a little bit rougher on marketing companies, especially if they're borderline. So content creators, but I can understand that. Go ahead, Bill.
If I could tack onto that, I was going to comment on the AI because what I'm seeing is that there's a little bit of a drop in the AI hype, and people are starting to realize that, for example, for marketing, AI is a great tool for marketers to use to do their job better, faster, stronger. It doesn't make a non-marketer suddenly a genius at creating a marketing campaign or creating content or whatnot. So it's a tool. It's a powerful tool, and I think that people need to be cautious of anyone who is saying with AI you can fire your marketing department. Everything's so easy now, but it's definitely making an impact on the ability of people in lots of different lines of business, including marketing, to do their job better.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I've heard it say that we're all AI companies now. We used to be technology companies. Now we're all stepping into AI. But let's hear from Kevin Rendy. He runs CMIT Solutions. He's involved in a lot of different things. Kevin, if you could share more about what are the big ideas that you're facing this coming year in your business, the opportunities and the challenges. First big idea, Kevin.
Well, I think a lot in my world of managed IT services and the kinds of customers we support depends upon the maturity of the business and where we're at our growth. And right now, I'm six and a half years in. I've got 2 employees now. I have a good set of customers. Some of the larger ones still had actually come from my work with Marketopia. So thank you, Terry, again. But right now it's a focus on, for me as the business owner, and this is probably true for many businesses and even different business types. But depending on your background, you end up doing a lot of the work yourself. And when I started, it was just me. So I needed a company like Marketopia to help out the marketing piece. I really needed, somebody. Anytime I could hire somebody else to do something so that I could focus more on growing the business rather than supporting the customers and doing service delivery and even rollout for new customers. That took up so much of my time. Now that I have a growing staff, and I think the big thing for me in 2025 is focusing more on making sure they're able to handle the front line, take the calls, answer the requests, do the support, document everything properly, of course, and then or track everything properly, and then I can focus on more meetings like this, more engagement in local chambers of commerce, and doing in-person networking for that, business and business referrals, which is very valuable. Beyond that, though, on the marketing side of things, for me, getting a good well, as a franchisee of a larger franchisor, CMIT Solutions is, they do a lot of the work for us as far as the setting up of the websites and our microsites, individual sites we have for any additional customization we want to do within reason and within the guidelines of the brand. And so we have some of that we can do, and we can improve things with regard to SEO on those sites. And that's actually a better part of my leads coming in these days is from improved website, SEO and some Google ads as well. So I get good leads that way. And certainly I'd appreciate, I appreciate it when the phone rings and it's a really good lead versus having to do any cold calling myself.
Well, that's for all of us, Kevin.
Yeah,
So
exactly right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's pretty.
I've heard it say that, especially when you're doing managed services, that you want to have multiple streams of income, whether it's cybersecurity, AI, or even cloud computing areas. So as you start to scale up, I think those are going to be great opportunities for multiple streams of income, especially those good phone calls that you get. Let me open it up to see if anybody has a question, comment, thought, feedback for Kevin. Anybody?
In fact, we, a tech agency, dealing in fact with e-commerce retailers and doing their website and improving, of course, the features on their website, is really to get the right leads. And that's where that's our biggest challenge going into 2025. We part, in fact, of a very competitive bunch of people, from individual in India to a very large organization here in the States that deal with multinationals. We're a mid-sized company. We've been in business for 14 years and doing rather well, but the challenge is becoming, in fact, more and more difficult to achieve in terms of generating the right kind of leads. So I would be very happy to have your particulars, Terry, and we can discuss.
Freddie is Bill Vandenberg, because he's also involved in marketing. He's also a fractional C-level executive. Bill, I wonder if you could say more about in your business 2025, what are the big ideas that you're anticipating, opportunities, and maybe the challenge? But first, the big idea. Bill Vandenberg.
Hi. So I think a lot of it has to do with how to more effectively make use of AI for lots of that facilitation, and also how to cut more and focus more. So I spend a lot of time thinking about let's do things that are the most aligned with what you're trying to achieve. I spent a lot of time over the years working for one of the really big technology consulting firms, and my favorite quote was, when you take a firm that has 750,000 people working for it, so this is the size we're talking about, and they say, we don't have enough money to do all the marketing channels we have to do. So there's no one at any size that ever has enough money to invest. So it's about being selective and choosing what's going to really be helpful and is specific to what your customers are and where they live. So I'm looking a lot at how do you get more selective? How do you do things that generate the big return? It's specific to your customers and your client base, and I think that that kind of efficiency is gonna really matter in this weird business climate we're in right now.
Yeah,
Bill, I
I
think
agree
if
with that.
you step back from that and try to talk to a person that does everything or as much things as you can, and then focus them on the end game instead of the KPIs at the beginning, like clicks or opens or likes. If you go to based on qualified sales appointments, and you go to a firm who does SEO, pay-per-click, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, it doesn't matter, all the platforms, email, plus tele. What you do is if you go to a firm that does one thing, they're going to recommend one thing. And it's like a one-trick pony, and they just do it over and over because that's their business. It's all they know. That's what they know best. So they're going to be knowledgeable and confident about it. What we have found is you take a skilled marketer and you give them capital and tell them to allocate it where the return is greatest and measure that return based on the number of qualified sales appointments you get, your ROI goes through the roof because they're not just throwing spaghetti against the wall trying to get something fit. They're literally over time getting incrementally better. So, like, for example, you go to a marketer with the capability or resources that they work with that can do all the different disciplines and say, I got a $10,000 a month digital spend allowance. They may put a little bit on Instagram, a little bit on Facebook, a little bit on TikTok or whatever, a little bit on Tele, and then every month try to make it a little bit better, maybe a little bit more on Tele, maybe a little bit less on Tele. Go where it's working. And then you also combine that with obviously efforts within each discipline to improve performance. You'll have a better result. A lot of business owners put themselves in the middle of marketing and try to pick the winners and put money toward the firms that do individual disciplines. And what they do is they take accountability for results because they're allocating capital instead of letting a professional marketer allocate capital. Or they're giving money to a marketer that's not focused on the end result, instead focused on KPIs that don't really matter, like clicks and likes and opens. No one cares about that. No one should care about that. All we care about is how many appointments you got my sales team, and then I'm gonna hold them accountable for how many deals they closed, you know?
Yeah, and this is what I talk about when I talk about marketing strategy. You know, it's
Cool.
getting that efficient allocation of capital. And one of my favorite things to talk to new startups about, because I mentor with University of Tampa for startups,
Oh, cool.
and founders will often say, "Well, I'll just go get someone to do that marketing thing." And the answer is, well, no. Part of your job as a founder is marketing, but it's being intentional about setting your strategy, figuring out your message, figuring out that high level. And then when it comes to figuring out what campaigns to implement, what programs are going to work, you know, you have to understand your customer. You have to understand what message works for that customer, and then you leave it to the marketing professionals to take it from there. And that's an interesting point to get through to business founders that don't come from a marketing background and are maybe afraid of this marketing thing and figure they just need to have someone take care of it. But it's all aligned with what you were saying there as well, Terry. That it's about finding the most efficient places to put that capital.
Yeah. If they say marketing thing, boy, that's a big trouble. It's like saying take care of that technology thing, or take care of that thing so it doesn't bother me. But so let's hear from Satya Batula, because he's involved with D3, and he's involved with software engineering and doing a lot of different things. Satya, I wonder if you could share for 2025, big idea in your business that we should be aware of. What's the opportunity? What's the big challenge? But first, what's the big idea, Satya?
Marketing, right? Lead generation, and you can create one agent, marketing agent, not like a software, right? In the same way, any industry, every industry, even in the software industry, traditionally there used to be software applications like a Shopify. They made a little bit of easy for making the software. But our D3, we started around the same time of OpenAI. So in the future, every industry, like human evolution, when the amoeba starts, and from there, all the species went up to the intelligence, and today we are here. The AI is right now in the amoeba stage. In OpenAI now, it is a there is a 401, right? 40 and 401. Yeah. So, but there are some other companies, they are already releasing a smaller, you don't need to pay, it is a open source. Whatever the OpenAI is offering, there are some companies are getting the OpenAI total LLM software that can run on your own computer. So in the future, every industry, every person, if he doesn't understand what AI is going to help us.
Yeah, Satya, I think we get that part. What does your business do? What is your big idea for your business? Because we get AI and that's evolving. Maybe ChatGPT 5 is coming. So, but your business, what's the big idea that you have?
Actually, my business is just like a ChatGPT, but the thing is, ChatGPT gives, so many other things, marketing and all. Mine is totally software, building the software. Building the software means, traditionally, you have to build, you have to have a big software team to build a software application like a QuickBooks or any HR software or anything. But with my D3, I can save 80% of time and effort and the cost of building a software. Traditionally, for example, to build a QuickBooks application, it takes 3 to 4 years to build maybe 100 software engineers. But with the D3, I can build the same application in 2 months with under 10 software developers with the very basic not the experts. So because the AI is the machine is writing the Java code, machine is writing the React code, machine is writing the creating the databases, tables, everything. So with this pace, if it is right now we're in the nascent stage, we are not in the just like a OpenAI, we are not get into the market. But once it is gets into the market, Amazon took 18 years to change the software, the perception of buying a item online. So just like that, traditional way of software development right now, whatever it is going to be disrupted with my D3. And so if anybody wanted any software application, whether it is mobile or a web application, whether it's a simple or you wanted a one AI agent, with this software with D3 means you guys can go, and it's right now it is free and register.
I heard the word free. You got me at free, Satya. Let me open it up to see if anybody has a question, comment, thought, feedback for Satya, because if he's saying you can do with all that you can and it's free, you've got a room full of technologists that would just wrap themselves all around you if that were the case. Anybody have a question, comment, thought, feedback for Satya?
Well, I do have a question. Since a lot of people are doing a lot of things without charge of cost, what is the going respect of what you will get by offering something that is completely free? I'll give you a good example. We offer free consultation to offer knowledge and wisdom in relation to how to create a business model in the franchise space. But what people don't understand is that what we're giving is the years of expertise and experience completely for free. But we do still have to charge something after the fact when they interact with us, right? So the question is, you're giving something for free, but what do people have to charge or you pay you after the fact?
Because, there are, in the marketing, there are a couple of different things, right? First, we need users. There are different approaches we go into the market. So mine is first, it is right now, the traditional software development process and the market is, recruiting the, front-end developers, back-end developers, database developers. So traditional way of things are there. But, there are some custom software development companies are there. So they want, nobody like to, disrupt the traditional way of, they are in the comfortable zone and they are making money out of it, their own way of doing things. But, when I am, first, adopters, they, for example, means like you are a custom software development company. And right now you have, 10 developers. And means you bid one software product for 500K. And so you developers, you paid 400K and you made, 100K. But here I am offering free. So with one developer, you develop the entire software with the cost of only 50,000, 50K, and now, with the same client, 500K, you are making, you are billing to your customer. And so with this tool, oh, this is a easy tool, in the future, if they need any, customer service, if they stuck somewhere, so we charge. And but tutorials and everything, they can build any application, mobile, or they can generate the code and then take it in deploy to their own cloud and all. So that's why right now, in order to increase the user base, we are giving free.
That's a great model. Freemium model is a great model. Let's hear from Freddie at Dallas. Freddie is involved with Gemini Labs, I think I heard. You're in 14 years experience. You're involved in different areas, also looking for good leads, you mentioned. But Freddie, what's your big idea of this 2025 opportunity, challenge that you're facing besides the leads? Freddie?
Well, the market, I've been in that business for 14 years, and the market has changed, in fact, tremendously. And what I've learned lately is very much when dealing with customers, you have to know your customer. You have to learn your customer. You have to understand before you sell exactly what their problem is or are. And in fact, try to find solutions without for them to ask for solutions. In fact, it's really you, the vendor, getting yourself into the shoes of the customer, and find out exactly what triggers sales, what resolve his problems. And that's the challenge that we have, in fact, is not only to find the leads, which I mentioned, in fact, earlier, and that's why I'll talk to Terry at some point of time, but more importantly is when you have the lead, is how you close that lead. And that has become much more difficult, again, because it's a lot of competition, but because the customers are much more demanding and want the vendor to understand exactly what they're doing and how they're doing it and what their challenges are.